Hi, I'm Rob from Federal Finance EPE. If your internal controls fail an audit because they're too vague, I'm going to tell you exactly what went wrong and how to fix it. I'm breaking down what makes a control audit ready versus just audit sounding. I've created a one-page free checklist that covers everything a strong control needs. You can grab this at the end of the video. First, let me show you a control that would fail most assessments. Here's an example that sounds professional but has a few fatal flaws. The budget analyst uploads the SF-132 into the financial system. The reviewer checks for completeness, accuracy, and validity and approves. Three problems immediately jump out. Who's the reviewer? What's their job title? Where do they sit in the organization? Who do they belong to? How exactly are they checking these things? It's not clear what they're actually doing, except we're saying checking. And then what documents are they using to verify? We know the analyst uploads information using the 132, but it never states what the reviewer uses. This is where auditors and internal control assessors are going to tear apart your control. It's just too general and not specific. Every audit-ready control needs to answer these 5 questions. Who, what, when, where, why? Who performs each step? I like using job titles and the business unit they're part of. I wouldn't name specific individuals as those can change from time to time. But let's say something like this. Budget analyst from the budget formulation unit. Unless you have multiple budget formulation units in your organization, this should be sufficient. Now what? What specific action are they taking? What are they doing? What are they comparing? In this example, we are comparing the apportionment schedule, the SF-132, to what was recorded in the financial system. Are they looking at specific status of resources, budgetary authority? Are they looking at specific categories, category A or B spending? What are they actually doing? Let's say that explicitly instead of saying they look at the overall process. We also need to identify the level of precision they're operating this control at. Are they checking dollar for dollar? Is any deviation unacceptable, or is it? Also, is it going line by line, or are we checking just overall totals? The more specific we can get, the better. Also, it's important to identify what information is being used in control, or IUC. IUCs are a hot topic right now, and they deserve their own video. But basically, we want to identify what is the data we use from our information sources. Now, when? When does this happen? I do not like seeing on a routine basis. It's not very specific. Is it monthly? Annually? Is it every time a specific thing happens that triggers this control? In our budget example, how often do we do this? You could say as needed, but I would ask you to clarify by saying something like this. Something like every time a new apportionment schedule comes from OMB. That's really how often it's happening. Yes, it's as needed, but the trigger is when a new apportionment schedule comes in. Now where? Where does this occur? I would specify the system that you use. What system are we actually conducting the control in? Or is it completely outside of the system externally? If it is a financial system, maybe it's the budget module. Let's just explicitly say that so it's very clear. Now why? Why do we do this? I think this is the part we really miss. If you're aware of the information processing objectives called out in the GAO Green Book, you have completeness, accuracy, and validity. We kind of named it in our control earlier, but we really didn't say how. So why do we check for accuracy? We check for accuracy so the financial system has apportionment data that agrees to the SF-132, which is the apportionment schedule. Completeness. This means that everything in the financial system should be there. Is it complete? Are all the apportionment records are all apportionments recorded? Not many agencies have only one fund, so we should make sure that that particular fund is recorded in the system. If we're doing a holistic review, we could be looking for all of the funds, making sure they're all recorded in the system. And then validity. If you know the SF-132, you know that there's an official OMB certification on each one. That's how the reviewer can say, I see the approval stamp from OMB. It's good. This is a valid apportionment schedule. All right. This framework, which you'll see in my handy one-page checklist, turns vague procedures into bulletproof controls. So here's a look at a tighter example. The budget analyst receives an approved SF-132 from OMB and uploads all apportioned amounts into the financial system within 48 hours. The senior budget reviewer from the budget formulation unit then performs a 3-step verification process using the SF-132. First, they confirm accuracy by matching each dollar amount recorded in the financial system to a corresponding line in the SF-132. If there's any variances, this will require a correction in the financial system. Second, they confirm completeness by making sure all budget entries for the fund are recorded in the system by reviewing line by line of the apportionment schedule. Third, they do a validity check by verifying that the SF-132 for this fund contains the official OMB approval signature. Notice how this version specifies the exact document being used. It defines who does what. It includes the precision thresholds for the control and explains exactly how each verification step happens. This is what makes our control audit ready. Now why? Because nobody is guessing what you're doing. You're able to explicitly say, I'm doing this because of this. Frankly, having controls this detailed is going to alleviate a lot of headaches from the assessors as they come in and look at your controls. Now, remember, assessors are going to change year to year, and you'd prefer not to have to repeat yourself. So having this well-documented control is going to help you along the way by having a clear control documented. It's also going to help if you have turnover and a new person takes over. They'll see exactly what they're doing without having to come in with some of that pre-existing knowledge. Strong controls aren't complicated. They just need to be detailed. Remember to answer the 5 W's: who, what, when, where, why. Be specific with the data you use and the documents you have and the steps you use. And don't forget to define the level of precision your control operates with. My free checklist at Federal Finance CPE covers all of these elements. It's your complete guide to writing control descriptions that will pass any audit scrutiny. It includes sections on control objectives, precision levels, judgment requirements, even operator competence, and much. If this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share for more Federal Finance CPE insights. I'll see you next time. This is Rob.